Hey YouTube, it's day 16 of vedaug. Well, it's day 15 for me still, but it's day 16 for you. So today I want to talk about why I hate Dumbledore, because there are lots of Dumbledore supporters out there and I just cannot bring myself to forgive the man. I should probably start out by saying that I used to be a Dumbledore supporter all through books 1 through 6. Even in book 7, when Rita Skeeter was writing all that stuff about him, I was still supporting Dumbledore. And then The Prince's Tale happened. In The Prince's Tale, Snape accuses Dumbledore of raising Harry like a pig for slaughter, and Dumbledore doesn't even deny the fact that that's what he was doing. I mean, Dumbledore and I have both been watching Harry grow up over the past 7 years. We've come to love him, even though he's so freaking annoying sometimes. And the whole time, Dumbledore knew that he had to die. It's like, Dumbledore, you don't get to decide who lives and who dies. I don't know why you decided you have that power, but last time I checked, you are not a god. Then, in the King's Cross chapter, which is like the chapter where Dumbledore is supposed to redeem himself, I just became even more angry at Dumbledore because at one point Harry asks him, "So you knew that I wasn't gonna like really die all along?" And Dumbledore goes, quote, "I guessed." You guessed that Harry wasn't gonna die. I'm sorry, Dumbledore, but that doesn't cut it. I don't care if you were right all the time. There is still a chance that Harry would have legitimately died. Not to mention that in a previous book, Dumbledore had stated that when he makes mistakes, they tend to be bigger than normal people's mistakes. So if you know your mistakes tend to be more disastrous than other people's, why would you risk a boy's life? I was also really upset with how Dumbledore has treated Harry throughout the books once I actually went back and looked at it. I mean, all that stuff with like practically encouraging Harry to go after the Sorcerer's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets and the Prisoner of Azkaban, etc., in order to make sure Harry had the moral fiber or whatever to give himself up when the time came. That is definitely raising a pig for slaughter. Not to mention in the 5th book, when Dumbledore tells Harry that he's going to tell him, quote, everything. Yeah, everything except for the Hallows and the Horcruxes and the fact that he has to die. I mean, if Harry's gonna have to die, Dumbledore could at least have the balls to tell him himself. I mean, you don't tell someone through his mortal enemy that he has to die. That's just not a very considerate thing to do. Which brings me to my next point. The fact that Dumbledore relied on Snape to tell Harry he had to die, like, that is the stupidest plan ever. Because Harry doesn't trust Snape, especially after he watched Snape kill Dumbledore. But somehow Snape is supposed to find Harry in the midst of all of this crazy final battle stuff, convince him to trust him, and then convince him that he needs to die. And thank goodness that Voldemort decided not to just Avada Kedavra Snape, he had to kill him with the snake. And thank goodness Harry was there while he was dying, or else I don't know how this series would have ended. And I realize some of this just has to do with the fact that it's a book and there are plot issues, but like, Dumbledore's smarter than that. I'm actually going to stop here today. I have recorded more, but it's over 8.5 minutes in its entirety, and I don't think you want to listen to me rant for 8 minutes. So I'm going to have you listen to me rant into 4-minute parts, so I will post the rest of this tomorrow. But in the meantime, tell me down below in the comments what you think so far, and I will see you tomorrow.